Welcome, guys, to our first ever live stream of Live and Unfiltered here on YouTube. We are excited to, present our first ever live for you guys. So, I am your host, Kia Nicole,
And I'm your co-host, Shanellealaine.
and welcome. So, this live, y'all, is going to be all summer related for the girls, but also it could be a little unisex as well for the guys as well. You guys can also participate. So let me know when you want to start, my darling.
Go ahead.
Before we start, are you sipping on anything?
I am not. I was dealing with our technical issues, so
Okay, well, I'll sip for us. I
my
am
thought is with
sipping
you.
on, well, let me not advertise. Sipping on low wine. I won't advertise the bottle. But yeah, it was definitely a journey, y'all, getting here on live on YouTube. It's our first time, so we're trying to test it out and, just see how it goes. And yeah, all right. Well, let's get started. So the first topic that I want to discuss, just something simple, like what are some good summer bucket list ideas? Like what are some good summer ideas to do that are affordable, fun, that anyone can do?
Summer, I would say adult wise will be like a yacht party, like going out on the boat, going on the yacht.
No, I said
Um
affordable, but okay.
that is affordable because again, when you're going on the yacht, you're not going by yourself, you're going a group. So it's like group rates. Does that make sense? Like you're
Assuming
not
you have a lot of friends, yes.
No. You're not going in a group. But when I say yacht, it's like you're not renting it out privately. It's more like a group event where they're inviting other people on, so the price and the cost is lower.
Oh, you're saying like a party, like a
Right.
yacht party.
Something like that. Yeah,
You
where
get invited. Okay.
you're only paying a percentage of the fee. Yes, I would say. Something else that's fun for the summer, you could also do brunch. I'm a brunch girly, so I
Mm-hmm.
feel like finding new brunch spots to eat would definitely be good as well. And then also to try new like hobbies and stuff like that for the summer. If it's really hot, maybe starting to pick a new hobby, painting or doing some, just buying the tools and just trying something different. Like the sip and paint, you could do that, but like a home version of
Uh
that,
huh.
right? With your significant other, your friends or something like that. I think that'd be nice. Those are my two.
And what
Those are
about for
my two.
kids? For people who
For
have kids?
for people who have kids, something summer related, I would always say the beach. The beach is always free. You can never go wrong with a beach. I would say also too, if you could do a staycation, I would love a quick staycation
Yes.
where you get a room and you're able to do like, the hot tub, the pool, or like something like resort style. You can also do different activities with them, theme parks. People are coming in now. Hey
I
y'all.
see.
Thanks for being here.
Welcome, guys, to
Welcome
our
in.
first podcast, live podcast. We're talking about summer ideas. Like, what are some good summer ideas, whether it's adult related or kid friendly? Feel free to drop your responses down below. So, that's what we're talking about.
Hello. Thanks for
Hi,
hi.
BSK.
Holiday. So again, some of the things that I would suggest for doing for summer is going to, hey Stacy, going to a yacht party. That's something that can be affordable if you're doing like a group event setting. You can also do I did say sip and paint, like a homemade sip and paint. You can already buy everything that you need from the store, buy a pre-made actual canvas, do that with your friends, your partner, by yourself, whatever the case is. And also you could do like a staycation for you at a nice resort or
Mm-hmm.
something dealing with like a pool, hot tub, something like that. And then kids related for the summer, I would say you can do different things like scavenger hunt. I don't know if every city have it, but they do have, well, I guess they have the adult version, but you can do like scavenger hunt. Maybe get your kids together with a bunch of their friends, do like a scavenger hunt around the city. You could do that. Take them out to the beach. That's always free and affordable. Take them to different little summer events. Sometimes they have skating events that they host where it's like summer is based on a fee for summer, bowling events. So those are some of the things I feel like is great for summer for the kids and for adults.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially if you're in a super hot area, like finding things that are inside to keep your kids cool is always good too. And the park is free, especially if it's a shaded park and it has like the shaded area, so that's always a good one for
Right.
your kids. Me, I love a good movie, so I would say definitely go to the movies. You'll be
Mm-hmm.
inside, nice and cool, AC, and they always release a lot of movies during the summertime, if you notice. So, and that's on purpose to give
Yeah.
you something to do. So, movies, water parks. and it doesn't have to be expensive. I know we have one that's like $15. It's a smaller
Mhm.
one, but you still can have fun. So definitely water parks or the pool or the beach, like you said, just something water related. Because during the summer, you just trying to like cool off, and water is the best way to do so. I would say like ice cream dates. We have like a really cute ice cream parlor here, and I really want to go. It's so cute. It's all pink inside, and it's all like cutesy, and it makes great content as well. I don't know if the ice cream is good, but it looked real cute. So I would say definitely like ice cream days or just finding a cute little ice cream parlor. I would say walks in the park for adults, just taking walks in the park. Game nights with your family or your friends. That's a good, like, inside adult friendly thing to do. You can also have game nights with your kids as well. But yeah, game nights with your family or friends. I would say a night out with your friend. I don't go out often, but I think every parent or adult deserve at least one or two good nights, either a lounge
Right.
or a nice event where you can like get cute and just like let loose, let your hair down for the night. So that, because we always need to decompress. We go through a lot. The library, and you've suggested this to me as well. The library if you have kids, the museum if you have kids. That's always nice. Inside stuff, like baby, I be thinking about stuff to be inside because this heat is no joke. And then obviously, I just try and do restaurants. Is always a good one too.
I
Hmm.
agree. Those are some great options. They sound affordable, and like even if it's something
Hello.
that is expensive, I feel like you can make it affordable by ordering certain things and saving for it, whatever the case is. Kind of looking at the menu before you get there, like you have a better idea. Just doing things to make it more affordable for you, I would say for sure. Those are great
Exactly.
options. Hmm.
Welcome, guys. All right, so we're gonna move into the next topic, which is hot girl summer versus soft girl summer. When
Okay.
you hear those terms, what does that mean to you? Like, what's the difference between the 2?
Okay, so the first one was hot girl summer, the other one's soft girl summer. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like hot girl summer, whether you're a mom or you're not, I feel like hot girl summer is you outside, you got the body is to you wearing your cutest bathing suits, probably from Fashion Nova, maybe Shein. Um, I'm just,
You so
I'm just,
specific.
I'm just saying, maybe pretty little things if you want to, but you
Amazon,
right. Thank you.
TikTok shop.
Yeah, all of them, Fenty. Okay, so all
Uh-huh.
the beauty things, I feel like you'll be outside with your friends a lot. You'll probably be again taking trips, whether out of state, out of country. You are very active in the scene. You're probably going in and out when it comes to events. You're just trying to be on the scene. Like you're just trying to catch everything that's in your city. You're busy all weekend. You're out. You're spending that bread.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? What they say, spending the bread.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say that's my version of hot girl summer. And when it comes to soft girl summer, I feel like you may take a vacation here or there. It could be in state, it could be out of state, it could be, just taking a trip with your friends. It's more like a season of saving. You might do more dainty things, things that are a little bit more cost efficient for you. Meaning like
Mm-hmm.
you might do, like I said, a little wine night out, a little lounge night out, but you're not out
Right.
every single weekend, you're not out every single day of the week. You still got a job you got to show up for. At the end of the day, you're more cautious. You're still dealing with your day to day. You're still dealing with everything around you, but you're still being able to have fun, but maybe not spend as much as you would if you're on a hot girl summer versus a
Mm-hmm.
soft girl summer. So you're taking life in stride. You're being cautious with your spending. You're not going overboard. You're not looking for everything and anything. You go to a few
Mm-hmm.
events and you sit on down for the summer.
Heard you. I like those definitions. Yeah, for sure. I agree with you. Hot girl summer is you outside, maybe every weekend or every other weekend. Like, you on the scene. You don't necessarily have to be at a club or whatever, but you're wherever it's hot at, or maybe, you're just always out and about just doing something.
Right.
It doesn't always have to
Mhm.
involve drinking or music. It could be like you just want to be outside, literally. And you
Mhm.
can be outside, with your kids too,
Right.
but you're just always out and about, not really too much at home. Like you say, you might take trips and all of that as well. Soft girl summer can be, for me, I feel like it can be where you're in a season of saving and everything too, when you're
Mhm.
being like just more cautious of the things that you're doing. But I
Mhm.
think it also could be where they spend money, but not in the areas that maybe the hot girl summer is. Maybe they're spending their money with like massages and like self care things. Like they might be still spending the same as the hot girl summer mom or adult, but
Mhm.
just in ways to like help improve themselves and just focus on catering to themselves and things of that sort. So I feel like a soft girl summer is just like you're just worried about self-care, how to improve yourself, peace. You don't care to be on the scene. It might even be like a season of isolation for you. So you may not even be surrounded by your friends a lot during this summer period. It's just like your focus is on you. You know what I'm saying? And how to like better improve yourself and your overall well-being. So that's what I think of soft girl summer. So with that being said, which side of the spectrum are you on? Are you hot girl summer or are you soft girl summer?
Um, I feel like I'm more soft girl summer this season because typically, hot girl summer for me, I do be outside a lot during the summertime. I'm taking about 2, 3 trips within the month of June, July, and August.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, with my kid at time, but I'm always planning like, what am I gonna do this weekend? I just want to be out of town. I want to spend money. I just want to have fun. But I feel like this is the first summer that I honestly could be like, okay, I could do a little bit of that, but if I don't do it, I'm also okay. So I'm more so prioritizing like my mental health, prioritizing like my physical well-being. I'm more so like working off of my mood. So it's like if I get up this week, in the I'm not in the mood to like just get up and book a whole week and just spend money like this season. I feel like this season is one of those seasons where like I'm taking a little bit more, chill. I'm more so into like doing a little staycation for the weekend and come back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need to be because me, I love me a trip that's 5 to 7 days. I feel like I can't go nowhere unless it's that long.
Uh-huh.
Where it's like, staycation, you can go a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You could do like a massage, a little wine night, something that's calm, listen to your music, sit by the fire, do something that's relaxing and something that's fun for you and beneficial for your health. But you're
Mm-hmm.
also still having fun, you're getting rest, you come back, you feel rejuvenated. You're not having to just be out at a party in a bar. And you know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
you're giving yourself the time that you need because really your kids, speaking for us, because we have kids, your kids is not in school during the summertime. So the best time for
Right.
you to really lock in and focus on yourself and not to be too much on the scene is during the summertime where you might can leave them by grandma for 2, 3 days versus 5, 7 days, and you're
Mm-hmm.
able to get that time for you. You're able to kind of figure out how you're going to progress towards the rest of the year, what goals you've met. You find time for yourself and prioritizing what is important to you. And then, once you got your health in order and everything is good with you, then you can think about everybody else. So it is
Mm-hmm.
sometimes okay to have a hot girl summer. There's nothing wrong with that. But there's some summers that if you don't sit down, God might just sit you on down, okay? Where
Uh-huh.
you have to like take a step back. So I feel like right now I'm kind of on my soft girl, like I wouldn't mind doing like a little, like I said, a staycation. I wouldn't mind going and getting, a monthly massage or a weekly massage. I wouldn't mind, just going and getting like a nice snack that I like and just enjoy that, just be inside, laying down on the weekends. That's something that I definitely don't do. So for me, it's like, I find myself, like I said, every summer I'm booking a trip, babe. Summer come, I'm out, I'm going somewhere. But I
Mm-hmm.
feel like this summer it's like, I've been able to just lay in bed on a Saturday and a Sunday, and I'm like, oh my God, like, it just feels so
It feels
good.
so good to just
It feels
rest.
to
Yeah,
just
just
rest,
rest.
right? Where I'm not just
Mm-hmm.
because when you go on vacation and everything like that, you're also looking at the fact of you're always on the go on vacation when you're somewhere new, a new city, a new state, a new country. The whole purpose of traveling is to explore your area. So you
Mm-hmm.
think about it when you go on a vacation, like as much as I don't believe in really sitting down when you're on vacation, because I feel like you could do that at home. So for me, it's like
Yeah.
I want to be on the go. I want to see what's going on. I want to explore. I want to try the food, whatever the state or country is known for. That's what I want to do. And I feel like every day I need to have something on my itinerary to do. So it's like when I'm at home and I'm in bed, I'm just like, oh my God, it feels so nice to sleep in. It is okay to sleep in. It's okay
Mm-hmm.
to get up and do a few things in the house, maybe lay on the beach and come home. Like that is relaxing, therapeutic. You don't always got to be out and about, hopping on a plane here, running there and all you're doing is spending money. Yes, you're enjoying it, but you're also like at a disadvantage too because when you come back home, all that money got to be accounted for too. So
Mm-hmm. Gotta be
sometimes,
replaced.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes just kind of enjoying your weekend at home with a little peace, some R&B, a little wine. Maybe a little what they call it, Uber Eats or something. Something
Deliver
that's
you some
nice
food.
too.
Mm-hmm. I love, I'm an inside person. I love being in the house.
Right. Then we
Well,
got
they
some
left now, I'm assuming. But hi, Dominic, if you
Dominic.
in
Hi.
here.
And then we have someone, is it
Krishan.
Krishan? I'm
I'm
just
just
realizing that
realizing
people go live on YouTube
as
as
much
much
as
as
TikTok.
TikTok. Well, you know what?
I didn't even realize that.
Believe it or not, this is our first official. I don't know if you're in here or not, but this is our first official um
Not
live
gonna lie.
on our
Uh-oh, what's happening? Hello.
I don't
You
know.
got a
Okay.
phone call?
I did, and I have my phone on do not disturb. But yeah, but you did tell me do not disturb does not work when a person's on your priority list or something.
Yeah, they're in your favorites. This is gonna
It's
go through.
yeah, it's my daddy. He in my favorites. Okay, but yeah, Krishan, I definitely can tell, like, going on YouTube too also give us a different look into our audience as well, and we're able to kind
Hmm.
of gauge and see. But this is our first attempt, so it's
Yeah,
going
I
good.
only watch literally like two people on like YouTube live, so I don't really get to see. I guess when you're scrolling on your shorts, you will see like they do push lives.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
too they'll put it in between you scrolling on the shorts page. But
Yeah,
yeah,
but she says live is, and which is crazy because I think on TikTok now they're allowing people to go live with less than 1,000. But I think you have to
really,
have. Yeah, they always send me a message that's like, go live right now while we have something. They're always sending me something, and I'm like, is this legit? Because I thought you had to have 1,000.
yeah,
And then so with YouTube, at least it's on a certain amount, and the amount is not as high,
it's not
but
too
you
bad.
can. The whole purpose of live is to push out and reach new audiences as well.
Yeah, but I hear TikTok live a little brutal though.
Yeah, they eat you
A
up
little brutal.
alive.
I don't know
Alive.
if I'm gonna do
They eat,
it.
they eat you up alive.
Yeah, I ain't trying to be hopping off that
They
crying
eat
stuff.
you up. You gonna have to eat them back, babe.
I don't want to be tussling with people I don't know.
Well,
Mm-mm.
tussle with them all caps on.
Oh no, I can't type. I mean, I probably could type in my life, but that's so. Ugh. I just
uh,
rather not. So yeah, for me, I will say to answer the question, I'm more on the soft girl summer side as well. Like it's definitely more of like a self reflection summer, like you say, saving, doing like hobbies that I love. For me, I love reading, so like that's kind of what I've been doing. A lot of that, exercise. So just focusing on my physical well being, but also like my mental, and it's just a lot of that. Obviously, I do want to do like affordable things, like you say. That's a part of your definition of it, like affordable things as well. I don't want the whole summer to pass me by and I've just been in the house, or I've been
right.
so locked into trying to better myself that I didn't even take the time to let loose to have a little fun, before the kids go back to school and I have to go back into the chaotic
Yeah.
mommy mode of getting my kid ready for school every single day. So I do want to incorporate at least like 2 to 3 days out of the summer where I was able to say, oh my gosh, that was such a good night, such a good memorable night. I was able to like have fun or whatever. But I'm definitely in my soft girl summer era. Like I'm an inside homebody anyway. I'm okay with just binging a show off Netflix, Hulu, or YouTube, watching some YouTube channels or vlogs or whatever.
Yeah.
So my whole summer could pass me by and that's all I did was the
Yeah.
things that make me happy, which is like I said, reading books, binging my favorite shows and stuff. I will take myself to the movies. I will try. I don't know. I don't really try new restaurants like that. It sounds good though.
Solo dates. Doing solo dates.
Solo days. I will do that. Like I definitely am gonna try to do a solo like ice cream parlor date, like I said. But as far as like going outside, being outside amongst the people, I don't do that often. So maybe I'll challenge myself before the summer ends. But social anxiety be, yeah. But yeah, soft girl summer me for sure.
Um,
All right, moving on. Oh my gosh, sis.
what happened?
Okay, I'll say it after this question because I just forgot. Like I'm like, are we still doing that or not? I'll say it after this question.
Okay.
All right. This one should be fun and interesting. So, speaking of summer, as we know in summer, during summer, people take a lot of trips, whether it be solo, girls trips, trips with you guys, trips with your family. So we're going to talk about girls trips specifically.
Okay.
So, tell me about a time where a girls trip went wrong, and what do you think are some things that should be done to enforce that a girl's trip goes right?
Okay, so I have a few scenarios, so I'm not gonna pick a general
You
one.
can tell whatever you want to tell.
But I've had a few scenarios because again, I feel like when it comes to each individual person, we all have different personalities, so you're not always gonna see eye to eye with the next person. So I'm gonna just leave that part. But in terms of being on the same page
Girls
as
trip.
someone, I feel like, which is something that I've shared, and I feel like once you put that in the group as an idea to do, I feel like with everybody agreeing to do it, I feel like when we get there, it should be followed through, even though things can happen and you could pivot. But if it's to a point where like nothing really has changed and you just decide not to go just because you didn't want to go, I feel like that should be communicated prior to going, so everybody already kind of be on the same page, as in like, okay, go in there where we know this person may not want to do this or that person may not want to do that. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But we could have already like spoken up. That way we all are on alert. That way we're not just looking like, oh, it's just oh, okay. It's like you don't
Mm-hmm.
want to be caught off guard. I feel like communicating, that's what I'm trying to say. Communicating how you
Mm-hmm.
feel about events, contributing as well. Like if you're going for a few days, you don't have to necessarily have one person pick a day, but you could come up and say, okay, these are my five thoughts and ideas, whatever they want to do them, boom. If someone else pick another five that they're interested in, another person pick another five they're interested in, and then we can kind of like vote on it as a group, or if we have the time to do, we can spread them out amongst days where we're,
Mm-hmm.
doing a little bit of everything, so it's more like a very inclusive trip. So I would say that. And then as far as finances, I wouldn't say discuss your finances too heavy in the chat, but I feel like it needs to be mentioned, like at least put a cap and say, hey, me personally, I'm planning to spend no more than X, Y, and Z. So
Mm-hmm.
everybody knows, like, okay, when it get to this point, this person gonna sit this thing out or that out. Even though when you're going on vacation, it's like you kind of have to have a loose amount, but I mean, it'll be flexible enough to where you can do things, but you know your
Mm-hmm.
limit. So, and that, communicating that ahead of time, I feel like gives everybody an idea of like, okay, you know what, out of them five things, we might can do three per person, or we might can do that way. But whenever you just kind of agree to go to a trip and we all go on there, we're thinking like, okay, everybody's budget is endless. And it's like,
Mm-hmm.
one person may not want to speak up and say nothing because you feel like, damn, I'm ruining it for everybody. So
Mm-hmm.
I feel like sometimes if that's pre-communicated ahead of time, people can
Mm-hmm.
maneuver a little bit differently. It's going to be less tension or whatever the case is. And, you don't want to have the person feeling left out. It's just, you would feel more, in tune if everybody's on one accord. So I guess when it comes down to it, it's communication, and it's like, it's kind of take it or leave it. Like you have to be able to communicate, not feeling like, dang, if I speak up, it might look this way. You might have to communicate and say, hey, I can't do more than 1,000, or my cap is 1,003, whatever. And then everybody can
Mm-hmm.
say, okay, we'll da da da. So then at that point, we'll all figure out what we're doing around that cost. So keeping costs in mind, putting a cap on cost, to some extent, like give a range. Maybe not say like a dead set amount because you don't know how taxes are, you don't know how fees
Mm-hmm.
are, you don't know if we gotta book a Airbnb or a hotel last minute. You don't know. So you always want to give yourself room to kind of flourish, or if anything happens. So you might say, okay, I can do between 1,000 and 1,005. So we know it's no more than this, no less than this. So just flexible, being flexible, considering costs, communicating, and I feel like just being, you know, up for it with your thoughts on things. So those are mine.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. Well, she don't want to get into specifics, but I am.
I have a few. That's why I'm like, it's too many for
You
me
can choose.
to pick one. Go ahead.
Anyway, she want to be cutesy over there.
QC
Um,
is crazy.
this particular girls trip, these people probably ain't gonna never see this live, and if they did, I don't care. I stand by what I said.
Oh,
So this particular girls trip, I'm just gonna take it back to college. The main one that we always talk about, our spring break trip to Miami, our freshman year of college. So these are the main things that went wrong for me. There's so many things. I'm just gonna list a few because the whole trip went wrong. But I'm gonna list a few. So definitely poor communication. So we weren't really involved in the planning of the trip. So therefore it was kind of like, all right, this is where we're going. We got the room already. Like we riding with this person and boom. That's all we knew. We really didn't know, like
you're only
we never
talk
saw the
to
hotel
you
that
only
they
talk to
chose. There wasn't really an itinerary, which is okay. You don't really have to have an itinerary, but like there wasn't even like any ideas of what we're gonna do when we get there, right? So we
I
kind of
was
figured
gonna
all that.
I was gonna say we were just told to contribute our part, and
Yeah,
that
we just
was
had to
it.
give
Yeah.
our money
Right, right, right.
to what to the room and everything. So poor communication. I'm gonna say that. So definitely have good communication when you're planning our girls trip. What else? So the hotel we pull up, the hotel, y'all, was a catfish. I can't even say it was a catfish because we never saw what it was supposed to be. But we pulled up. It wasn't a hotel. It was a motel. It really gave what hookers would come to hook up with their guys. Did it not give that?
No, it did. It
It
gave
gave
motel.
that.
It
So
gave
I'm like,
motel. The pictures lied. It gave motel. Cause the pictures that we
I
did
never
see,
saw the picture. You saw the pictures?
I believe we had seen the pictures. That's why we were so okay with
I
going
don't
because it
remember
looked.
seeing them.
I think so. So I think
So
we
we
saw the
saw them. So it was
pictures.
catfish.
I think we saw the pictures and we were like, okay, this is good. And then when we got there, remember when we got there, we were confused because we're like, well, where do we park? And we ended up parking in valet,
Uh
and they
huh.
had the thing covered because they told us that that was a park. Remember? And once we got there,
I remember that part. Oh yeah.
when we got to the room, we were under the impression that they had the fridge, that they had fridge, microwave. And remember when we got there,
Yes.
yeah, so in the pictures, I believe it presented that. So when we got there, we had a fridge that was leaky, the microwave was in the main, and that's why we were all like, we would have never booked the place
Never.
had we known ahead of time. But I think the pictures online looked way different than what we saw.
It had to be when they very
I
first
think
opened the hotel.
yes, I think that's what it was because when we
I
got
think
there,
so.
we were looking around, we were all confused, like this ain't what we saw. Yeah,
It
remember?
was given like, did you remember the bed was too close to the bathroom? So when you open the door, it's gonna hit the bed. Like the room was not even big
Yup,
enough to accommodate the bed.
the sheets were stained up. Cause me and you shared a bed.
Towels were colorful,
Or
not even white.
right, and then it's like, remember I had ended up buying like frozen. I remember buying a whole bunch of frozen food because we were told like to bring food with us, and we bought a whole bunch of frozen food, and then we put it in the fridge and woke up the next morning the fridge was leaking, and I was like, oh my god, all the stuff in the freezer just it got bad because it was those like little quick meals from Walmart, like the Hungry
Yeah.
Man meals or whatever, and we had to go down to the main lobby and do it. We had men across the room hollering at us. It was just so much, girl.
From that moment, I low key wanted to go home, but I was like, I gotta see it through. Gotta see it
I
through, my
gotta sit
girl.
there, my boy.
Gotta see it through because it was just. I'm like, bro, how am I even gonna get home? Because the car got
Um,
towed, and
Not
then
only did the car get towed, we all had to come together to put money to get it out of being towed. And
yeah,
then
oh my god,
after then you were supposed to be dropped at a train station.
I didn't even
And
get to
then
that part. But yes, I
my
never
bad.
got
So
home.
oh,
She told me when did
you
she
brought
tell
up
me the day
all the bad
before?
memories of me. Huh?
She told me like what the day before, like, oh yeah, kid, how you getting home?
Yep. And then
How I'm getting home?
the tire, remember the tire gave out on us going down
Tire
there.
blew before we even got there. So that should have been our sign. We
That was
all
our
agreed that should have been
sign.
our sign to just turn around.
Then we couldn't get inside of the club, the club, because we
We
were
got swindled out
underage.
of our money
We
because one of
were
the girls who booked it, she was our transportation. She got swindled by a promoter, and he
because of
talked
our
sweet
age.
nothings into her ear, and she was just all for it.
We
And
were
then she told it to
20.
us, and we was like, "You sure?" Because it sounded cheap. We all had to give $40. I remember that price. I'll never forget it.
I
$40.
don't know. I forgot the amount.
I'll never forget it was $40. And but we're college students, freshman college students, so $40 to go to waste is a lot for us. Like we're in
Yeah,
college, we don't have jobs. Like $40 just went to waste. Couldn't even get in. Like you said, it was just so much. We were so mad at her. It was
that was
so
a.
much.
And on the way home, because we used all our money, we had to stop at her sister's house for her to give us gas money to get home. That was
And I
oh
ignored
my
that
god,
part.
bro.
Cause see, I had
We
to take a book
we
train.
have to do a full story time together on this because
We kept saying this and we never did it.
the way you just brought back all these men, I'm pissed all over again. Like,
That's what I'm
bro,
saying. I didn't even have time to write down all the details that went wrong because I was trying to hurry up and be prepared for this. But I'm telling you, like when I thought of this question, I said
everything,
instantly Miami.
everything that could go wrong went
Hell,
wrong. The
what was
tire
first? Let's talk
blew.
about it. We went to the beach. That was cool, I guess.
The
We
tire
went to
blew.
the little downtown area with the
The
restaurants.
the
That was
the tire blew. The
I was talking
tire
about what
blew.
went right.
No, 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 no. Let's talk about what went wrong. I could remember that before. I could remember. I could barely enjoy myself. One, the tire blew on our way there. Two, we had everybody wanting to give gas, and one person didn't want to give gas because it was put on their
Oh
car.
my god.
That was
Yes.
two. Three, they told us to park in a section where they covered the bag with valet. They covered it and told us that we would be good till the morning. We woke up the next morning and we were using our
Car
feet.
gone.
We were using our feet as transportation. There was no car. And then they had the nerve to get mad and say, you parked in valet. No, the car was there with the valet covered. We were told by the hotel to park there because we would have been okay. They lied. Got to the room door. Remember the room door? I think the room door barely closed. That was our concern. Like we concerned
I
the
don't
room door.
remember that.
We did
For
because
real?
remember the room door wasn't closing like it was supposed to. There were stains on the sheet. The fridge wasn't working. We had no microwave in there. The sheets was dirty, and then we had the guys that moved in downstairs that was coming up to our room doors, knocking our room doors. That's how we felt a little unsafe.
Mm-hmm.
Going home, we had to stop at the friends. We all had to call our
The
parents
sister.
to get gas money to stop at the sister house to get gas money to come back. That's the one trip where they say Miami always break up friendship. Oh, baby,
I'm
it did.
telling you.
It
That's
did.
why Miami forever scars me. That's why I'm like,
It
yo,
did.
I will say your birthday was probably the best Miami trip I ever had.
It
I have not.
was.
Other than that, every other trip, even I did a birthday in Miami, I didn't care for it. I didn't.
Right.
My room was catfish too, so I was like,
Yeah. They're good for that in Miami, baby. Them
they
pictures took
are. I think it's
when they
best to just
first when they
probably go.
first
If you're not gonna
opened.
do a upscale hotel, you may as well
Yep.
just, like you say, do maybe an Airbnb or something, and just.
Or stay in the next city over and drive.
Oh yes, which a lot of people do that, and the college students started getting more hip, and they'll start just coming to like Fort Lauderdale area, Hollywood, like as
Hmm.
close to Miami that they can, but like not in Miami. So
I
we
mean,
should have did that.
not being able to get into a club. We debated for hours. No, it wasn't hours. Almost
Then
an
we went
hour.
to a strip club, but I fell asleep.
Yeah, you fell
Just
asleep, but we
yeah.
all tried to get in. They said we couldn't get in because we're 20. You were just about to be 21, and I was 3 weeks after you.
Oh,
Remember? Yeah, that's what they were saying. After she confirmed it with him and he told her,
that
and
we
then,
will be okay.
right, we'll be okay. And then remember, we didn't even know we had to get on a bus. We all had to kind of do the pre-turn up, then get on a bus and drive an hour there and then drive back. And they were all partying on the party bus. I'm like,
I didn't sign up for all that. And remember, we had to be in that sketchy area before the bus came to get us. Did we get a drink from there?
that's what I'm saying. That's like the pre-turn up bar when we went
Yeah.
in. And
And then they
yeah,
let us out to the bus, and I'm just like, what is going on?
what is happening, boy? I
I
was.
was so confused. I just wanted to go. I wanted to go home, but
Well,
not Miami
we
home.
coming from a long way, bruh.
Yeah. And for that to be our first like spring break experience, what did we even do for our other spring breaks?
We were what they say, Joe's New Orleans. We were Joe's the whole way through, bruh.
Uh huh.
We were
It
like
was like this can't be life.
we
Oh,
were
and
like
let's
the
not talk about how I did the girl hair, and she never paid me.
when we got back to school, we was like they heard about the whole story. It was around the whole school before
For
we could even
real?
contain it.
I didn't know this.
Yes.
For real?
Everybody knew. Remember, all the football players was asking us like, how y'all went to Miami and got finesse. Y'all should have known this. You never trust a
Oh,
promoter.
why I don't remember
It
that?
was yes, I remember because people were coming to our room talking about we heard about
How
y'all
did they
spring break
know?
because something was mentioned to one person and one person
Oh, and then
mentioned
it
it to another
spread.
person and it just kept spreading. And then I was like, bro, that was like
I
our
bet the
worst
other girl
experience.
was talking about it because the main culprit, who was the villain in this story, she ain't gonna talk about it because she the reason we went through all that mess. It had to been her friend, the best friend.
Not only that, the football players knew
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
they
how would it
had
even get to the football players?
they had known they had heard about it. Basketball players knew too. Like everybody was asking like, how was y'all spirit? Because remember we made it a thing. Like when we were going like, oh, we going to Miami, like
Oh
da da da. We
yeah, we were
already had
so
made a thing.
proud.
Right, we were so proud. Like we made our first girls trip. Our parents was on board. Like we thought we was
For
doing something.
real.
Yeah, and
But
then
you
we
know
all got
what though? My grandparents, they kind of was sketchy about it anyway. But they, I mean, I'm in college, so they kind of like, all right, whatever. As long as you got, I was using, I think, my school money either, so I didn't even really bother them for money. But I think, did I use them for coming back? I might need a little money to come back. I forget. I can't hear
What you
you.
said? What you said, sis?
I said I think they were a little. They had their reserves or reservations for me going, but they,
Yeah,
they still allowed me to go or whatever.
yeah.
And I'm trying to think. I may have needed them to give me a little money to get back home, but I'm not sure.
I don't know either.
Cause
I
by
just
the end of that
know.
trip, I was exhausted.
I know when I went to with the sister, and the sister tried to offer us something to drink. I was like, girl, we're just trying to get home. Like, help us get, like, she was trying to sit down, talk to the niece. But I was like, just get us home. We were so over it and pissed. Oh my gosh, wanted to get home. You talking
You
about
and the other girl
some water? I'm like, I don't want no water. I was like, I do not want water. I want to go home.
home.
I was
Yeah.
so upset
That
behind
was
it.
I honestly think that's the worst trip I've ever been on. I don't
Yeah,
think I've ever been on a trip that bad. Like I
I
will
would say
say
that
for sure
too.
you need good communication. That trip taught me that for sure. And I have been
Hmm.
on other trips where like maybe the communication could have been better. Like you say, we get there and it's like not everybody on board with everything. So then
Right.
it's kind of like, okay, so it's just a couple of us going here or there, like, but whatever. I can get over that versus what I went through in
I
Miami.
think also too, sis, the main thing was because we left it up to people that we thought could plan it.
Yeah.
We never, because they had a car, they had, so we never thought like, oh yeah, we should contribute. We're like, just do everything and we'll just send the money. So
Yeah. I think I don't know. Do you think it was a good budget? Did they even give us a budget?
yeah, I think so. I think we
Or they
knew.
only gave us like did they only give us the hotel budget or did they give us like overall this
No,
is what you should
we
bring?
had paid for the hotel. We had paid for the hotel prior to getting there. So we did
Yes.
do that, and then we were told how much we had to get to like eat food and everything like that, and then also how much to get in. But remember, I had packed food and brought because they were like, okay, you could bring food and snacks. You could
Yeah.
cut down on the cost because everything was so expensive. So when I bought
Yeah.
the food and realized like, damn, it was about to spoil and go bad the next day because they were frozen food. I'm like, bro, I wasted money buying all that when I could just buy food in Miami.
And
That
I don't
thing,
think I
yeah.
bought I think all I
I
did
don't
was
think you did.
snacks.
I
I
did
think it
because
was you who brought the food.
I
Yeah.
did. Yeah, it was me because I remember I was upset and I'm like, bro, I could have used all this money to buy something to eat. And we went for a walk and it was on like a Cuban shop that was there. And I'm like, I
Yes.
don't want no sandwich. Like,
But that whole little area was cute. That's probably that. It was nighttime. We was walking in the area. That area was cute. I don't remember if the food was good. I forget
I don't
what
remember
I
the
ate from
food
there.
either.
We did eat though, but I forget what I had. But I think it was decent. But that whole
Hmm.
area was cute. But yeah, Miami is just expensive altogether. And for us to be some college students, freshman year of college, their sophomore year, whatever,
Right.
going there thinking we really gonna be able to turn up and
Yeah.
with a little bit of money and then get swindled out of the little money we needed. It was just so much. I will
Right.
say though, for girl trips to go right, everybody definitely has to be on one accord. Good
Hmm.
communication, making sure everybody is aware of like a standard, like you said, a range of how much you should
You
bring
spent.
on the trip,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to shared costs or like activities that everybody is expected to participate in if everyone agrees.
Yeah.
So that at least people know at least okay, bare minimum, this what I should probably have, and then maybe a little bit extra on top of that in case
You're
something
more
else comes up.
prepared. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's good. Also just like you said, having everyone contribute with ideas so that way everyone feels like a part instead of having one person do all the research. Because some people do that. Like some people, they have one person designated to find stuff and everybody else just send their money and boom. And that works for some groups, but I
Right.
feel like to make it more interactive and less mixed communication and less like tension, have everybody kind of contribute so that way it's like okay, they're more excited, they're more willing to actually participate in
Right.
everything because they actually contributed with things they want to do versus
Mhm.
you get there and it's like they ain't choose nothing. So now when you or most of the group agree to something, they probably like, I'm not interested in that. But it's like, well, if you had spoken up before we got on this trip, then we could have, did something more aligned with what you like. So I definitely think just communicating all throughout and making sure everybody understands the budget or to have this much, everything should go smooth. And also everybody gotta be like similar vibes. Like the energies have to match well. Um it just have to match well. Like if the energy's not good, y'all not all vibing, it can just really throw a trip off. It can. So That's mine. Ooh, my head, sis. I'm not gonna lie. This light is affecting my head. I can't hear you. Your sound is out. Can you hear me?
Yes, I've been trying to tap on mute. My bad. I've been over here tapping, it's just not doing it. My bad.
I'm like, well, maybe
I
she
was
waiting for me to stop
no,
talking.
the dog was getting a little loud, so I had muted it. But no,
Oh,
I was saying to cut the brightness down. And
okay.
you're also drinking, so your eyes are getting low. All right, let's go ahead and end this podcast so we can do what we gotta do.
Hold
'Cause
on. Let me. How
I'm
do I
not
turn it
gonna
down? Is this
um
working?
no, you just press
Oh,
the minus button on the
ooh,
side. It should turn on the brightness.
it
There you
is,
go.
but I don't see it turn it
Yep.
down. This must be the downest it can go.
Yeah, it's turned down. Mine turned all the way down.
My head is.
Just because you're a drinker.
No, before I was drinking, it was so I was like, "Oh, drinking gonna make it worse." All right, guys.
Yeah.
So that concludes tonight's podcast. Thank you guys for joining. Make sure you guys subscribe to us and be on the lookout. We are gonna be posting shorts of this live, so you can catch all of the highlights and join us again whenever we come back live.
All right. Well, that sounds legit. Don't forget to also head on over to our Instagram page and follow that as well.
Yes.
And
And what
thank
else?
you.
I feel like for YouTube, that's it. That's all we really got to tell YouTube because it's our main platform right here. All right,
Yeah.
guys. Good night.
Bye, y'all.